Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another Dragon Ball figure news video. I am very excited to cover some things in this video because I've been keeping a close eye on the Dragon Ball figure scene these past couple weeks because, oh boy, there has been some spicy meatballs in terms of good figures and bad. I honestly cannot believe how much figure news we've gotten since the last video I posted was on a Wednesday, and obviously I'm trying to get back into the swing of things with posting it on a Sunday. We got a lot of figure news, so let's go ahead and go through it all. Starting us off here, we did have a update to the Figuarts, Birder, and Guldo. We looked at these guys last time around, and we did get some small updates for them. So, Big Bad Toy Store has a sub for pre-order, and it's an expensive one. I think out of all the Figuarts, Dragon Ball figures is the second most expensive after Ozaru Vegeta, which is crazy because he's like dumb expensive. With a 14 non-refundable deposit and a release in May 2021. At least you don't have to purchase them from Premium Bandai at $140. As you can see, this is because they are two figures. It is the reason why I'm sure that they're trying to justify this price. Even though obviously Guldo isn't like super articulated, you can kind of see when, you know, Raccoon, oh my gosh, sorry, when Birder, fastest man in the universe, and I can't even remember his name quickly, is doing all these poses, Guldo can only do a couple of hand things. Update 2, thanks to Smoothie Engine, what a great name, for pointing out this is actually Premium Bandai USA release, so purchase it here for a better price. $90 not including shipping and tax. Still not a fan of Premium Bandai USA. Yeah, it's definitely better, but their shipping does cost a lot on Premium Bandai. I remember I've only bought one thing from them there, and I was like, yikes, that shipping is pretty bad. But nonetheless, though, here are some of the images. As you can see here, both of these guys actually turned out really cool. I love the look of these two. Most of the Ginyu Force figures that have come out more recently look really good, in my opinion. Even the original Ginyu, who I think he is the oldest. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But nonetheless, these guys look really good. I am kind of ashamed, or not ashamed, I'm kind of sad to say, rather, or it is a shame, that's where my brain was going with that. Thank you for operating at 10% capacity, that we didn't get more of an articulated figure with this guy. I definitely think that they still could have done some things to make him a little bit more articulated, but what we got is definitely not the worst thing, and I'm glad he was included, because originally we thought he was literally just going to be a statue. So Birder is really cool though, because obviously since he is such a large character and his arms are so big too, he allows for a lot of really cool articulation. So I'll be very curious to see some pictures of that guy when he is inevitably shipped out. We did have another weekly Dragon Ball news video. As you can see, this week's Dragon Ball news video talked about Jump Fest Online 2021 this past weekend, where they released 2 new characters from Dragon Ball Fighters, Gogeta and Baby. Then they talked about the latest V-Jump release, Dragon Ball Legends with the Piccolo Daimao statue spitting out the egg, as well as the Goku and Bardock dual Kamehameha figure on Christmas Eve. Other figures include Dragon Ball Item Collection 1, UDM Burst 35, High Grade Dragon Ball 80 with the androids. This week, the featured was Goku and Bardock figure, and it looks like a special color version for both figures. I thought the tie-dye box looked pretty cool. That's it for this week. Of course, if you want to go check this video out for yourself, in the description below, of course, I'll be linking dbcfigures.com. But this is actually really interesting that they decided to do this. So I don't know why they decided to do a different colored version for this figure, because it seems like a little bit of an odd choice. Let's see if we can't get a close-up between the two. Yeah, as you can see, one is a little bit more bright and vibrant. Ironically enough, I kind of like the Bardock on the left set of figures, and I like the Goku on the right set of figures. The Goku on the left set looks a little bit too yellow, and the Bardock on the right side looks a little bit too washed out, I suppose. I already have both of the figures on the right pre-ordered, so I'm not really going to make a big fuss about, you know, having a slightly tinted difference. But nonetheless, though, very interesting they decided to go with that. I know we talked about that a little bit last week. Like our man said, we did have the Piccolo Daimao statue go up. The Dragon Ball Aris, I think, Piccolo Daimao version B. This is the second release of Piccolo Daimao by Dragon Ball Aris, and this version shows the king spitting out an egg from his throne. There are two color versions, with a cooler blue tone and the second with a warmer tan tone. Both figures release in June 2021 with a price of 27,500 yen, so about $275, with a markup based on US retailers. Provide a pre-order when they go up locally. Obviously, this is a pretty good looking figure. I don't know if I would tell you that it's worth that price. It is pretty big, and this is a very iconic scene from Dragon Ball, and it is pretty cool. I really like the sculpting on this, and you know, it shows that this company can actually do more than just the stinky Sofobi figures. But this is a pretty cool figure. We'll have to see more finals of it and stuff like that before I tell you if the price is right or not. But I think that it is definitely nice to have figures like this floating around, because it's always cool to have more quote-unquote high-end figures and stuff like this. I'm glad that this was here. So I actually wanted to cover this because I thought that this was a very interesting development in Dragon Ball figure news. This isn't what we technically usually cover, but kind of interesting. So, as you can see, SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures fall into the depths of Davy Jones' locker. So if you ordered any of the STC Online SH Figuarts UI Goku or Android 1718, as well as the Kid Gohan, and you received a notice from Premium Bandai this week with a notification that these figures would be delayed, the reason has been revealed. According to an article from Anime News Network, these figures were on a Japanese ship One Opus. I think that's the name pronounced correctly. The One Opus was underway from I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. From China to Long Beach. And then California, or Long Beach, California, rather. Oh my gosh, my geography, bro. I need to go back to 5th grade. When it encountered severe weather, approximately 1,600 nautical miles northwest of Hawaii, heavy rolling caused approximately 1,816 containers to become dislodged. This is what the ship looks like as it was returning to the docks back from Ahsoka, returning back to the docks in Japan on December 8th. Hopefully some of the figures are in one of those shipping containers still on the ship, and if not, well, it'll be a while before they can remake them all again. Also, none of the containers have been sighted yet, so are they probably sitting at the bottom of the ocean now. I got UI Goku signed during the first release, but my Android, no, he was on the ship! This just adds to my dislike of Premium Bandai USA. They need to use DHL next time, LOL. That is crazy. So as you can see here, right, this definitely makes sense in terms of disarray. Look at these. Look at the boxes. These boxes are like huge. Like this ship, it's hard to kind of give you like a good estimate of how this actually, like how big this is, but this is like as big as a trailer on a truck, right? That's like on the highway or something like that. Probably even bigger with a lot of these. And you can see that they are just tipped over. That one is literally hanging on for dear life. So is this one. That is crazy. Wow. You never hear about anything like that, but it is very interesting to hear that something like that happened to our beloved Dragon Ball figures. We are going to take a look at these a little bit later through Baggy's Twitter, but this is one of the exciting and not exciting things that we have to take a look at. So I know that we got teased in a figure news video a little while ago, the Dragon Ball vs. Omnibus Z. Now, this is not the same omnibus line that brought us the fantastic Ozaru Vegeta, but this is a completely different line with the same name. The Ichiban Kuji Dragon Ball vs. Omnibus 7 Ichiban Kuji has been confirmed to take place May 2021. It's a successor to the previous Ichiban Kuji called Ichiban Kuji Dragon Ball vs. Omnibus, as you can see there, but I mean, it's none of the same figures, that's why I said it's not the same thing. Which saw a release only months ago in October and ran through November 14th. This Arcation? Let me take a drink of water to refresh. This incarnation of the Ichiban Kuji will include figures, towels, masks, holders, that's pretty cool, and bottles. The prize lottery event will take place in Japan, France, and other countries in Asia. Each prize lottery ticket will cost 680 JPY and give a participant a chance at one of the following prizes. So let's actually just take a look at the figures before we look at the text too hard. Holy cow, bro, there's some crazy stuff here. So as you can see, prize D is a King Cluster Broly of the original Broly. A very, very interesting choice for a King Cluster Broly. We literally have 4 King Cluster Brolys now. We have 3 of the DBS Broly in full power. I guess technically 5 if you count the last one, Dark Super Saiyan 4 Broly, but we also have normal Super Saiyan 4 Broly. And now we have the OG movie Broly, well, Broly. And I'm going to be honest with you. Even though I kind of don't like that this is where they're going with the King Cluster line in terms of just remaking all these Brolys, every single one of these figures has been really, really good, especially for the price, usually being like 50 bucks. These figures are very nice, and I honestly don't think I've ever wanted an OG Broly figure until I saw this one. I honestly might get it because it looks pretty cool. Of course, excuse me, on the side here, we have the Super Saiyan Goku, and I know he looks a little bit awkward, and the context will make sense in about 2 seconds. Thank you, brain. Alright, this is also very exciting as well. So, as you can see here, we also, I guess I'll just click on it since apparently it's not as quality. We have the winner figure from the vote that we had a little while ago. If you guys remember, on a previous figure news video, we covered the fact that Japanese fans were voting for what outfit they wanted to see on Goku for a upcoming figure, in honor of Goku Day, of course. And as you can see, this is the final version of the Cell Saga casual outfit Goku. And I gotta say, I'm impressed. I really, really like the look of this figure. The original art we will also see compared to the figure later on Baggy's Twitter. But this guy looks fantastic. And this is actually a outfit for Goku that I have wanted a figure version of for so long now. Because this is probably my favorite outfit for Goku, or at least one of my favorites. So it's really cool to see how this turned out. I'm kind of surprised at the game of Dragon Ball, considering like for this section of the anime, not that it doesn't make sense, but like it's just kind of an odd choice, I think. I believe that was in the original art, but nonetheless, still looks really good. I really hope that they don't mess it up, because I was kind of hoping it would be a prize figure, and now that it's been relegated to the Kuji, well, we can only pray. Anyway, moving on from Goku. Holy cow. Oh, I know, a little bit of a teaser for you. So as you can see here, this is the context of that Super Saiyan Goku. We have a Frieza and a Goku. Obviously, this is supposed to mimic the Tournament of Power. This is kind of a interesting choice. I'm always so confused with these Kujis, because sometimes they have theming and sometimes they just have no theming at all. These figures look alright. They're definitely not at the top of my list to pick up. They may end up replacing my tag team Goku and Frieza, because even though those figures are really bad and these figures are kind of mediocre, I really like the setup that I have for my little display of this scene with my resin statue. And these guys would be a pretty good replacement for them, considering those figures I kind of dislike them, but they're the only figures like them from that particular scene. But these guys are still really awkward. Like, Goku's stance just looks so odd. Frieza's too, but he just looks a little bit better, because I think his kind of alien designs just, you know, lends itself better to odder poses. And then as you can see here, oddly enough, we are getting another King Cluster Broly with this set. I don't really understand why they're still making these. Like, we have 3 already of Dragon Ball Super Broly, and they're all full power. Again, not that they're bad figures, because the King Cluster line tends to always knock it out of the park. Even the Super Saiyan 4 Broly, I was kind of expecting to be a letdown, but I was pretty impressed when I saw the final images of it. But, like, do we really need another one with a different hand pose? I understand that he's looking up instead of forward this time, but kind of an odd choice. And then, obviously, as you can see here, we have another Vegito Blue figure. I'm a little bit mixed on this, because funny enough, the face looks almost exactly like a pre-existing prize figure that we have, and I think the arms are similar to that. Obviously, this does mimic a Gogeta pose from the movie, but I believe the legs are actually reused from another Vegito Blue figure too, so Kind of an interesting choice, but nonetheless, still looks pretty decent. I don't know if I'll pick it up, though. But the figure that I am looking forward to the most, bar none, is PORUNGA. I need to zoom out so that we can get the full stature of PORUNGA in shot. Holy cow, this figure looks so cool. Oh my god, you could grind meat on those. Absolutely fantastic looking. Of course, this guy is kind of similar to the Shinron prize that we got as well from a previous Ichiban Kuji, but this is probably the most detailed PORUNGA figure that I have ever seen, and probably the most detailed PORUNGA figure that we'll ever get, at least for a very long time. Very cool as well that it comes with Dende and a set of Dragon Balls. It does look odd that the Dragon Balls seem to be on this weird, like, connected pedestal thing. I don't know. Kind of weird, but nonetheless, Dende looks pretty good for a little small figure, and PORUNGA looks fantastic. I have heard that up until this point, there is no confirmation of an overseas release of this, which is really unfortunate because I am going to need to get this figure. I don't know why they don't think that these big figures will sell, because like Ozaru Vegeta, hello? This, hello? I don't know, man. They're kind of wild in with the Ichiban Kuji, but overall, not too bad of a set. I think that the highlights are probably, though, Goku and PORUNGA for sure. We'll have to see some finals, though, before I give you another decision. And Broly, I do like the look of him. I like the cut of his jib, so to speak. Alright, let's move on to Baggy's Twitter here. We are starting back off where we left off. We literally left off like here at the Goku. As you can see, Baggy's talking about the newly released Super Saiyan 4 Goku WCFs from the newest GT set. Super Saiyan 4 is a bad balance. The balance is awful, and the body and the head do not look in sync at all. Yeah, honestly, they have all been pretty bad. As you can see here, this was the original production image, and this is the final. Doesn't look that good, I'm going to be honest. And also crazy to see that this is apparently an official image for this GTWCF. I cannot believe that. As you can see, this person plays this is a crane machine game that you can play on your phone. And this is apparently what they use to actually promote the figure. This literally looks like a bootleg. This is crazy. Honestly, they just need to stop making these GTWCFs. They're so bad. Oh, man. All right. Moving on, though. Been quite a high praise from Japanese folks regarding the recent high grade 17 and 18. Because the Vegetas are half ratio, they should be easy to find, too. Very interesting. Very interesting to see. It's always interesting seeing the Japan side of opinions. All right. So here is another disappointing figure for the books. We finally have the Grandista Nero Goku out now for Asia. As you can see, this is what he looks like outside of the box. Packaging shots labeled as Nero Goku 3, despite this being the second Nero. So whatever the second planned Nero will probably get later. Yeah, kind of odd, all things considered. It is also weird because... let's see, the original UI Goku was Goku 3, so unless they're referencing that. Yeah, it's kind of weird because they didn't start doing Nero until I believe the first one was the base form Majin Buu Saga Vegeta, right? The one where he obviously is taken from the original sculpt of the Super Saiyan and the Majin Vegeta from the Buu Saga, because there was a Goku that was, well, I believe the original one that was released was the Super Saiyan one. And then they released the base form hair one. And then they also released a Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. But none of those were technically Nero because they didn't start calling it yet. Even though the sculpts, besides the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, that one was basically all new. Was based off of the original sculpt. So very interesting thing to note there. We will look at some more pictures of this guy later, though, and why he is kind of a disappointment. But already you can kind of see his hair doesn't really look that Ultra Instinct-y. Alright, moving on. Since this got interaction, again, reminder that the next Gashapon, that this is the next Gashapon None in January. Interesting. Now, Bardock, Super Saiyan 4, Broly, I believe that is, and Goku and Vegeta. A very odd choice. Very interesting. Alright, Jump Fest is online this year, but prize figures, candy, and Gashapon will be shown off Not much for Dragon Ball for the latter two, however, as you can see here. We did get some stuff from this, by the way, so definitely keep an eye on later. Jump Festa starts in about 7 hours, I think. Typically, prize figure finals from January to March are shown off. Since the online guests will see what happens. Yeah, we'll have to see. Alright, so... sets not sold out in places, low orders, low fan interest. This GT commercialism experiment has been well and truly failed. Yeah, kind of an F, all things considered, that this line failed. But I mean, I don't know, man. WCF figures are like, I don't want to say niche, but I feel like not everybody collects minifigures. And to make minifigures of a series that wasn't as well received just seems so odd to me. I don't know. Maximatics Super Saiyan God Goku original production image, updated production image, and Jump Festa promo image. What the actual one will look like, and it will be similar to any of these. Not long till we soon find out. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, it looks like they're taking from this one for this image. It's always so weird to me that sometimes what they do with these figures is that they will release a original production image, and then they'll use an updated one, and then they'll go back to the original one. I don't get it. But Bandai be Bandai out here, bro. Alright, versus Omnibus Standard Ichiban Show now releasing in Europe. Amusingly, despite only releasing in Europe, the names on the packaging are still in Japanese. Wow, that is actually pretty funny. By the way, excuse me, here is one of the King Cluster Brolys right here. This one with his hand up. Very interesting to see. Alright, so, a reminder, we already have finals of the Vegito and the Gogeta. Yes, we saw these in a previous news video. Alright, hopefully this goes live in exactly 1 hour. The special page, not live yet, absolutely no. Oh yeah, this was funny. I'll tell you a story when we get to this section of the video. Alright, it was just final production images after all, shown at Jump Festa, not finals, and only January stuff. I went to bed thinking, imagine if it was only production images. Kinda crazy that they did it that way. Let's see, Legends WCF was available a month prior and had a shed load more orders and sold out in rapid time. I'm enjoying every single moment of GT witnessing. Dang, bro. Man is clowning on GT hard. Okay, so this is another figure that we've been keeping up with in figure news for a little while now. And I 100% agree with Baggy here. Chojin Giga back at it again with the weird production image differences. The final is so washed out too. I'm conflicted on this. Sculpt is amazing, but absolutely... Oh, F in the chat for that one. And it sucks because Maximatics SSG Goku modeling is just too plain in comparison. Yeah, like, bro, I don't get it. It's so weird. Like, this figure looks so good from the side. And Baggy's right. It does feel very washed out compared to the production images. The final is on the side, by the way, the left side. I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. We'll have to see when the final images are shown. Alright. Yeah, so it's literally just the final production images that were shown for Jump Festa, unfortunately. Grandista Son Gohan re-release. Out now in Asia. Only difference on the packaging is the logo is blue. And no Crane King logo. Japanese text is kept as is. This is a fantastic figure, by the way. If you don't own it, I highly recommend getting it. Alright, Grandista Nero Gogeta on Bam Presto. Best-selling first page on Big Bad Toy Store. Guy is not worth $42. Hollow legs for that much is a massive ripoff. Cancel your orders. Yeah, it's crazy. The original blue one is in stock on their website for 25 bucks. And it's so unfortunate to see because this guy looks really good and I still like the original Grandista Gogeta Blue. But the fact that they doubled the price for a different hair sculpt and one arm change is ludicrous. Absolutely insane. Alright, Amazon US and more pre-orders available for the upcoming Dokkan Kuji. Very, very nice. March Kuji Yamcha, more pre-orders that opened up too. Good to see, because these all sold out very, very quickly. From GBI, European release, not Japanese. DBS Goku KMH drawstring bag coming February 2021. Very decent art, though his nose is like absent. Very weird. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the final images of this guy. As you can see here, like Baggy notes here, this is Hong Kong dollars, so of course keep in mind that that's why that price is so high. We will look at, I think, some more images of this guy a little bit later, but I'm kind of disappointed with this figure, which is really unfortunate because the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku is one of my favorite Dragon Ball figures that I've owned. I feel like it's really stood the test of time for a while now, and it's kind of a shame to see the Grandista line come to this. The Grandista line whips out some fire, and sometimes it whips out some stuff like this. Like, it just looks, I don't know, it doesn't tell me that this is Omen Goku. The shirt just is like okay, and the hair almost just looks like Goku's normal hair sculpt. It doesn't really scream Ultra Instinct to me. Very interesting. Namco HK game stations are closed, open next week, so this explains why the BSS Kid Goku hasn't been available yet. Alright, moving on here. Oh yeah, this was funny. I just thought that I'd throw this in here because I saw this tweet. That is hilarious that this guy has a giant base chopper compared to, oh, I forget the name of that character. My buddy Gene would clown on me for that. But Frankie, there we go. But yeah, their bases should definitely be swapped. That's a little bit weird there. Alright. Hype said they'll most likely get the rest of V-Jump tomorrow, so not long until January Shigashi R12 reveal. If it ain't in V-Jump, we'll have to wait until January 1st, being not a single merch reveal in December. Very crazy, very crazy. Alright, moving on. DB fans have officially too much money for cents. The DB World Kuji DC Super Saiyan 3 Pearl version has hit 128k. Holy cow, that is actually crazy. This is a very old, well, not very old, but I mean, actually, it's pretty old, Ichiban Kuji figure. Alright, this is almost a month ago. Seriously, where's the time go? Even in, yeah, it seems like it's going so quick. Yeah, true. I can't believe that these were a month ago. That's actually crazy. Alright, moving on up here. Amazon supplier were unable to fulfill orders for the Super Master Stars piece 2 dimensions, so order canceled. Yeah, I believe mine was canceled too. I mean, I expected considering how long it was taking, but still disappointed. Popularity's figures been next level. How it didn't win is insane. Yes, I agree. So this guy too has just been crazy to be able to try and pick this guy up and find him. People went wild for this figure, and I can 100% see why. It is a fantastic Goku figure. And Amazon has done this a couple of times where they've canceled pre-orders for this guy. Pretty nuts. February wafer sticker lineup thanks to DBS Hype for the scan. Release date is February 20th. So let's take a look here. Baggy has a good point here as well. We'll take a look at that in a second, what he said. So first of all, for the stickers, we've already seen some of these, I believe. But as you can see, Goku riding the dinosaur is new here. We have not seen that. That's pretty cool. Very nice stuff here with some of the Cell Game stuff. We've seen that before, though. We've also seen these stickers, too. I don't know if we've seen that Goku and Piccolo, though. That's pretty cool. But very nice, besides these two, is this section right here, which is the God of Destruction and I suppose their universe's main fighter or their best fighter. A really cool idea. I actually really like this a lot. Very nice to be able to give the God of Destruction some love, and of course some characters that don't get love too often also have some stuff in these stickers. As well, we also get a Goku throw me sticker in here too, which is pretty cool. But I really like the designs of these. It's always cool seeing more than one character on these stickers, and I think it's a great idea for a little set here. That's basically what Baggy says. TOP Universe Fighters with their GOD is such a cool concept. Wafers continue to be the best release. Yeah, there's some good stuff here. And we did see this last time. This Broly won the re-release for the wafer stickers. UI Goku was also pretty high up on the list. And as you can see, this guy is also getting another release too. Talking about some of the other ones that got pretty high on the vote too. But we took a look at all that last time. Alright, oh, this is Baggy talking about these figures in Japanese. Yeah, just kind of warning Japanese fans not to get these guys. Yeah, this is pretty delicious. I will agree with you there, bro. 100% very nice flowing here. Second page is showing differences for the reprints that were voted for. Thankfully, reprints didn't take any slots. These are in additional to the usual sticker lineup of 24. Good. Glad that those didn't take up any slots. Yeah, very cool stuff there. All right, moving on up. Oh, yeah, so as we saw, this was the hit promo image. Not into SH Figures at all, but as anyone would know, this hit does look pretty good here, so hoping the start of some much-needed Universe 6 commercialism. I agree! We need more Universe 6 fighters for sure. Okay, so we're getting into something that we actually did talk about already on the channel. This was kind of Dokkan news and figure news, so I figured I would make a video on it at the same time. Here we have Dokkan Trunks and Gohan scale. Gohan looks tiny compared to the others. No wonder the packaging is so small. So as you can see, yeah, this is Goku and this is Trunks. As you can see here are the actual figures, right, for some reference. And apparently Gohan is that small. Very odd decision, considering that he's obviously not that tiny compared to Goku and Trunks. Very weird. Very interesting, though. I don't know why they decided to do that. And as you can see, this is the last one. Dokkan 6th Anniversary Goku figure. Very, very interesting. So, of course, we talked about this from more of a Dokkan battle perspective in that particular news video, but I wanted to talk about it more on a figure perspective here. So, one thing to note that it is important with this figure is that, as Baggy notes here, the last one was provisionally labeled as an SP award plus effect parts, so the standard SP award won't have the effects. Very odd decision, I feel like, considering that the rest of this line obviously all has effect pieces. Like with the other ones we just took a look at 2 seconds ago, if Twitter would work with me here, there we go. They obviously all have effects like this. So it's very weird that the normal version of this figure will simply just be this without effects. I assume that the reason that they did that is so that they could have a figure that fits a little bit more with the actual line, and then when they release a prize figure of whatever the other LR is going to be, then they have a figure that kind of fits a little bit more with that figure. That would be my guess, because of course up until this point with the Kuji release and the prize figure release, it has been, you know, a similarly-ish styled figure, and the bases have both been similar. And since it is effect parts mainly for this set, they would, I guess, have to give whatever the other prize figure is going to be that goes alongside this guy effect pieces too. So unless they were going to do that and then make a different last one figure, I suppose this decision makes a little bit of sense. Still interesting though, nonetheless. I do like it though. I do like the Ultra Instinct hairstyle. I will say the pose is kind of a little bit lame. I was expecting something a little bit more crazy in terms of the pose, but it's definitely not bad, and I think Baggy's analysis of the battle damage on the lower half is, yeah, pretty crazy. The pants look really good, the rips and tears look really good, and I love the damage on the belt. I am so excited to see more pictures of this guy up close and personal. I wanted to tell a little quick story too with this. This was so funny. Apparently Baggy accidentally found out about this, and he wouldn't have even intentionally like gone looking for it because he didn't even know it was there. Apparently this was somewhere in Bandai's live stream for the Jump Festa stuff. I looked through it myself and I couldn't find this figure. This image also looks like it's from like an actual promotional piece and not like the figure being in the background, but apparently when Baggy was sleeping, a stray dog in his neighborhood was barking up a storm and woke him up, and so he decided to check the stream or whatever his source of information comes from besides that, and saw this, and it was not meant to be shown because wherever it originally came from, it was actually deleted. So yeah, pretty funny that a stray dog was literally the whole reason why we got this particular image of Goku so early. So I just wanted to tell that because I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, moving on up here, we have the UDM in HQ. We did talk about this a little bit last time. I do think that probably Rose and 13 are the best looking of this set. Still interesting. Better look at the new Tag Fighters art this time with current colors. I do like that, though. Gogeta looks like very elongated. Very interesting. Okay, so here's some more pictures of this guy. This is kind of where I wanted to talk a little bit more about this. As you can see, Grandista Nero Omen has a blister packaging, so looks like that is back. Very interesting. As you can see, it is two halves here that are kind of combined, and there is the two next to each other. I can't really describe to you completely why I don't like the Omen one. I was pretty excited for this when it was originally shown, But especially looking at it side to side, I don't know if it's just because he has the shirt on, and that's the reason why this figure doesn't feel as exciting, because it's not as dynamic, and of course with the shirt on it kind of allows for a lot more sculpting. But the shirt just feels very basic. Even the rip in the shirt doesn't really look that good. It looks like they just painted under it because it doesn't match Goku's skin tone. And like, maybe it's also just because we have the extra layer because the overshirt is ripped off, but this figure just looks so good. It looks a lot better, especially without this lighting, because I know this yellow lighting is kind of not doing either any justice. But obviously they're taking the sculpt from this and then transferring to this, but I feel like they don't make it look Omen enough. Like, it has a little bit of that glitter that they try and put on Omen figures to make it look Omen, but I don't know. I would still definitely pick Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, and especially considering this guy's like $40+ compared to this guy, which I originally bought for 15, by the way. Absolutely insane. Now he's around 20-25 bucks. Not worth it. IMO, definitely not. If you could get him really cheap, maybe. But oh yeah, so this was crazy. So this is the high grade Vegeta. We have seen this figure in some promo images before. We always clown on high grade because it's so stinky compared to the Versus set, considering that, like Baggy said here, it is a 8,000 yen set. Absolutely disgusting, honestly, for that price. So crazy. Alright, so Baggy showed us the full image here. This is the mega long image of all these boys here. That's where the cropped up images originally came from. Yeah, so very interesting that they decided to go with this set of characters. Very interesting stuff. So here's what I wanted to take a look at here, right? Releasing the two most, well, I mean, again. And this is really weird, though. Like, the fact that, I don't know, it is really unfortunate, bro. So obviously this is the second version of the King Cluster Broly, right? The original one, he has his hand facing forward, like in a key blasting pose. And then this was the Omnibus, I believe. That was the Omnibus Broly. And now we have another King Cluster Broly. Of course, you can obviously tell that basically the whole body and legs and most of the hair sculpt, it does look like this one is a little bit different, is reused. Very, very weird. I don't know. It's so weird. It is so weird. And Baggy definitely has a point, though, in the way of, like, the Gogeta figure. The legs are literally the same as this one. It's literally if you just took this bottom half and tilted it. I don't know. Kind of weird. I don't like that they're reusing stuff, because at the beginning I wasn't too mad about it. I was kind of like, well, you know, it makes sense because they're a company and they're saving on resources, and obviously they're going to cut corners where they can. But like at this point, it's just kind of ridiculous, bro. This was also pretty wild to see. Looks like Goku's reusing the lower half too. Not to mention they literally recolored the yellow hair and Fala, another character in the Kuji. Yeah, that is kind of disgusting though. That, like, I don't know, man. I understand why they do a different hair version of the figure, but at the same time, like, come on, man. It's just lazy. And then, yeah, basically, this is literally just the Maximatic Goku's legs, just flipped the other way. And it also looks like that this is the, I think this was the Omnibus MUI Goku. Don't quote me on that, though. But it looks like it's the upper half of him. I don't know. This figure doesn't look bad. I definitely say that I prefer the base form version, but still, very odd. Yes, Baggy, though, definitely correct. I do wish that this was a regular prize figure as well, but this guy looks really, really good. I hope that his quality stays this consistent. I am very, very excited to see if it stays that good. Let's see. Okay, the eye shape was at least a change. Something, I guess. Yeah, so they changed a little bit of the position of the eyes. Interesting. This really needed its own release. The Legend Yard at Goku, not just shoved into, like the Legends Yard Jet Goku, not just, yeah, kind of unfortunate that this guy didn't get his own release. I agree on that one. Okay, so here's another crazy comparison as well, as you can see. These Gogeta pants have been reused so many times. This was the Gogeta from the original Ichiban Kuji that Gogeta was in. And wow, they have reused these legs so much. I didn't even connect the dots that they reused it on the Xeno Super Saiyan Gogeta from a prize figure way back in the day. That's a really old figure at this point. Absolutely insane. I will say, out of all of the Super Saiyan Blue Gogetas, this one is probably my favorite. But, like, bro, that is kind of ridiculous. And then this guy notes that it is very similar to this prize figure. I believe this is a Rasuden figure, if memory serves correctly. It's not exactly the same, but the hands definitely look very similar. And it also does look like Broly is singing at the opera. Oh, yeah. Definitely can get behind that. So, since the Porunga and Dende are separate prizes in Japan, since we're unlikely to get Porunga released overseas in Europe, most likely we won't get Dende either, since it wouldn't make much sense to release them without Porunga. Oh, it's a separate thing. Interesting. Well, I'll have to try and pick up both, because I really, really would love to get a display of all that. It'd be cool as well to get some figures of, like, that Saga's, you know, Krillin in the armor when they're summoning Shinron. And obviously a younger Gohan. That would be really, really cool. Okay, so I'm going to warn you, bro. The images coming up here, viewer discretion. Whoo, baby. So this is the Figuarts Zero Gogeta, and this is the final version of it. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So this was obviously a version of the figure that was shown before. This is, like, even more than just disappointing. This is... I can't even describe to you how disappointing this is to see. Considering I pre-ordered this. I got this from Premium Bandai because I really, really wanted to get this figure. Figuarts Zero is a really cool line. Obviously, it's a little bit more expensive, but it always has some great, you know, effect pieces and stuff like that. But, bro, like, this is the best that they could do for the face, and the halo doesn't even match up correctly. And as you can see here, here's a comparison to the original. Look at this. Look at this. So they have the halo connected here, which looked good. The ball looked so crisp. The key around him looked really good. And this is the final version? It's not even lined up correctly. I cannot believe it. I actually cannot believe it, how bad this is. It's so bad. Also, this is a little bit different. But as you can see here, this is the high-grade Trunks, and they didn't even get, or actually, yeah, I believe this is Trunks' legs. They didn't even get his shoes right, which is so stupid. But regardless, wow, we will see some more pictures of that absolute disaster later. Absolutely insane. We have more reuse examples here, right? It is now 11 times. We have the same Broly reused from what we can now assume as existing digital assets. You can see they all coincidentally have the same muscle definition on the side. Yeah, very similar stuff here, as you can see. Kind of unfortunate. I will say, I think these two are probably still some of my favorites just because they're a lot more of a dynamic pose for Broly. And I love the original King Cluster Broly, but it's kind of been sullied by the releases of some of these other Broly figures that are literally just power-up poses and whatnot. Ah, such a shame. Moving on, though, as well, Baggy has a good point about Goku. Problem with re-releases is that it gets used to the point where it makes no sense as Goku just looks awkward. Yeah, I agree. Looks very awkward, in my opinion. That's exactly what I was thinking. Available now. FES 6 re-release in Europe. Interesting. Apparently, Europe is only getting the Goku Black as a re-release. Very interesting. Yes, we saw this guy a little bit earlier. Very crazy. 27,500 yen. Alright. Bruh. Interesting. Huh. Weird. Very weird. Yeah, I guess they are omitted from there. Order numbers later this week or early next. I'll probably feel nervous like those exam results when it comes to Super Saiyan God Goku. Fair enough. All right, let's keep on keeping on here. Yes, so this is also a crazy comparison here. So this is the Figuarts Zero Gogeta compared to the Legends Gogeta. I have done a review on this figure, and he is a decent size. This is crazy that this Gogeta is that small. Whew. Yeah, that is tiny. That is crazy to see that he is that small. And to think I was going to replace this Gogeta with this figure. Disgusting. Honestly disgusting. Yeah, crazy that this guy was like 90 bucks US. Absolutely insane. Alright. March Ichiban Kuji. Only releasing in US and select European countries. Chaozu's only releasing in those select European countries. Yeah, I don't understand why. I'm going to have to try and pick up Chaozu though. I have actually purchased this whole set, by the way. I know originally I said I wasn't going to get Piccolo and Yamcha, but I have. So I will probably also try and pick up Chaozu at some point too. Yeah, again, here is a side-by-side comparison of these two. Oh, man. Yeah, this is a good point, though. Honestly, like, you shouldn't pre-order figures at this point. Kind of depends, I guess. Obviously, you can't anticipate something this bad, but, man, that is crazy. Every time this figure pops up my TL, there seems to be one issue or another. Bad finals is one thing, but random QC issues on the top two. It's supposed to be a premium product. Wow, it broke off. That's crazy. That is pretty insane. Yeah, I'm also going to follow all these people at some point who posted these, because obviously collectors. Very interesting. Alright, moving on. So, this wafer sticker here, two chibi art versions of the scene. Wafer sticker and old figure DP. Wafer sticker also has a red and orange variant. Interesting. These are really old, but very cool. Alrighty, moving on up. Let's see. No April DB Gashapon. So, January, nothing. February versus 16, March UDM 16, April nothing. Very low rollout in 2021. Still no UG. Last UG was October in 2019. That is crazy. Item collection volume 1 out now. They have no packaging. Very interesting. So these actually look pretty good, I do have to say. These are small, I think. They kind of look pretty big here, but I always thought that they were pretty small. Yeah, high quality minifigure. Ironically enough, they can't get big figures right, but they can get minifigures right. Probably the weakest looking here is the Dragon Ball, because it just looks like clear plastic, but the rest is definitely not looking too bad. Interesting. May Kuji smaller prizes, sizes, interesting, and size sets confirmed. Very interesting. So this is the Omnibus. By the way, I forgot to actually mention what this originally was. We can go back here because I know I was looking at the actual figures. Prize G is apparently a Dragon Ball mask holder. Interesting. Prize H is Dragon Ball saddlebags. Interesting. Prize A is bottles. And apparently these are napkins. Wonder if they mean towels. Interesting. Very interesting. Ichiban Kuji Online started for ages, so confirms no overseas release. Very unfortunate. To be clear, this confirms no overseas release for Asia only. It won't be a while until US and Europe listings, but most likely won't get PORUNGA/Dende anyway. Others, most likely, yeah. Whew, baby. Alright. So this is talking about Kuji Assortments. Basically, this is where how many of each item will be available at every store that these would, you know, be at in real life. Because obviously Ichiban Kuji, you go into a store and then you take a ticket and you get one of these. So very interesting stuff here. Alright, moving on up. US folks, Hot Topic apparently has the Chibi Masters in stock. Online only though. Good to know. Again, this is only for Asia. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. Okay, so we do have some new prize figures to take a look at. We are getting very close to the modern day. I know this video has been a lot, but there has been a ton of figure news. So this is all of the upcoming May prize Dragon Ball production image figures. We will take a look at some of the individuals of these guys coming up here, but some good stuff and some not so good looking stuff. Let's take a look at the more detailed images though, and as you can see here, these are WCF figures, all from the Tournament of Power. These are all minifigures, of course. Let's take a look at the individual images of those. So, as you can see, these are the WCF figures. Oh, interesting. Didn't even notice that was just Majin Vegeta. So these are Tournament of Power themed. These are not bad. I think the Kefla is probably my favorite, to be honest. She looks really good, and obviously we don't get too many Kefla figures. I almost might buy it just to tell Bandai, hey bro, please make us more Universe 6 figures. But I mean, not too bad, all things considered. UI Omen's hair looks a little bit weird, but it looks not too bad. Vegeta also looks pretty good. I'll be interested to see him at a better angle. Toppo looks very good though. I don't think we've even like gotten a rather a Toppo kind of destruction figure. I don't know, but I do like the Trunks and Goku Black zooming towards each other. They are pretty cool. So this is the Solid Edgeworks 1 Goku. These are quite interesting. So obviously we saw a little bit of a teaser for this Solid Edgeworks line in a past post where it was just showing the names of the figures that were upcoming. I'm very curious to see how big these guys are going to be. We have a base form version and a Super Saiyan version. I don't think that these guys are necessarily worth getting if you have the Ichiban Kuji Goku and Vegeta from a little while ago, the base form ones. And I think Goku, was it Goku or Vegeta that was literally in the same pose? And especially if this guy looks to be as big as I think he's going to be, Grandista Goku probably is still a solid bet for this. But it doesn't look too bad. It's just kind of a shame that it's just another base form and Super Saiyan Goku. Like, I know that it looks good, but it's still kind of unfortunate. Oh boy. So, this is... that's a funny picture. This is the Rasuden Bardock. I don't know if you guys remember from a past figure news video, but there was a past figure news video where we looked at some of the most awful figures that have released this year. The Rasuden Super Saiyan Blue Goku and the Super Saiyan Bardock. And this is the base form version of that Bardock. Even the production image is starting to look bad. Like, that Super Saiyan version literally blew me away with how terrible it is. And it's so shameful to see that that's kind of where they got for things here. Here is the Super Saiyan Vegeta. Very interesting. Yeah, so I do kind of agree with Baggy in terms of the color thing. Obviously, with these FES figures, they kind of like to change up when the character is from for their form. But it would have been really nice to see this as a Broly movie version. I might have actually got it if that was the case. It's not a bad looking figure, but it's very basic. Alright, moving on up. Oh, and we will also look at pictures of that Goku later. So, this was kind of a surprise. And I actually, again, agree with Baggy with this one. Oh, no, bro. Oh, how the tables have turned, Mr. Baggy Saiyan, bro. So, this is a re-release of the Grandista Nero Bardock. This is a very odd choice to not change basically anything. The one thing that I really liked about the Nero figures was that either they made a significant enough change to make it look different, or it was something like a little bit of a different pose. Obviously, Grandista is known for having this up and down, but like they could have done something a little better. Obviously, I am a big fan of Bardock, but even this doesn't seem that appealing to me. This is one of my favorite figures of all time. In fact, on my Instagram cool figurine pics, this is my profile picture because I love this Bardock. Of course, this is when he first picks up Tagoma's bandana, right? And Baggy's right. Absolutely ridiculous. Double the price for bandana on head and no scouter and an alternative head. Yeah, no, these Neros are getting worse for the price. 100%. Literally, they just took away the bandana and gave him the Super Saiyan head. For double, like, if this was 20 bucks, sure, that's fine. And I might even consider getting it because I really like Super Saiyan Bardock. And frankly, there's like one Super Saiyan Bardock figure that I have. And I would like if they made a better one. But for double the price, no way. No way in a million years. No way, no way, no way. May Q Socket launch, honestly, for these figures, not too bad. Launch fits that aesthetic pretty well, considering that I usually don't like these. Giving praise to those is wild. So apparently, with SSG Goku, Saga ordered January Max-Manic Goku to 10 stores, 10, 100 less than I was expecting. Proper deflated kind of ruined the day. Yeah, unfortunate. Hopefully Taito and Namco can come in to save it. Kefla has pearl painting, which I don't mind. Goku has a nice blue hue too. Our first TOP UI Omen Goku and Kefla WCF release since 2021. Incredible, really. Yeah, I do like the blue hue on his hair though. I do like those. So here, as you can see, we have the production image for this new Goku figure. After Super Saiyan Goku after Super Saiyan Goku hold fire on pre-orders, we'll probably get a manga color version of this guy. Yes, that is something very good. Obviously, we just got that Namek Goku, and then they released a manga color version, literally in the FES right after that. 100% would wait for that. Also, this is the second figure of this figure without a counterpart, which stinks. Yeah, I believe this was the original version of it. And I really like this figure, actually. I will probably get this because I think that it is really cool. And I love this moment in Dragon Ball. But, bro, where's the homie Vegeta? This looks really good, though. I know, I don't know how to pronounce JQ? Something like that. Obviously, it fits this very well. Of course, this is on a little bit of an angle, so it's not, perfectly capturing his face. But very nice. I will be keen to see if they do release a more manga-accurate color version. But definitely not a bad figure, all things considered. And as we can see here are some more high-quality images of some other stuff. May prize figures, a ridiculous HQ picks, some 3,000, some 5,000. Heights for Vegito 20 centimeters, for Goku 11, and for Solid Edgeworks 23. So as you can see, here is the FES Vegito Blue. This is obviously a recolor of the Super Vegito. I do prefer the Super Vegito a little bit more, if I am being honest. Obviously, we've seen this guy. This is a bigger image of this Goku. It is nice to get a serious-looking Goku, but at the same time, another base form one, though it does look pretty good, I have to admit. And then obviously we have the Super Saiyan version. Interesting, he's smirking here. I am curious to see. Okay, Google, how much is 23 centimeters in inches? Let's see. It is 9 inches. Interesting. So I guess it's almost like a foot tall-ish, like 3 inches off. Very interesting. All right. Good to know, though. Scan information has been revealed on no new information on anything for DB for June. All right, so May DBS BOS WCF Volume 6. Very high quality production images. Wow, overseas even 12 per case. That's crazy. Yeah, these look really good. I would honestly be down to get this whole set if I could get my hands on it. I don't know if I'm, willing to pay for something like 50 bucks for, or I guess it would be 60 since there's 6, just because I'm not over the moon about getting them. Though, that is different from me saying that I'm very happy that they exist, because there's a difference between saying that I don't really need them and they need to exist and they need to make more of some of these more obscure characters in here and forms and stuff like that. Don't get it twisted, bro. Anyway, we have some different angles of these guys. I believe this is the same. Yeah. So this is different angles of Goku. Looks very, very good. I am definitely going to be keen to get that. Wow, that is nice. That is really nice. Yeah, that's a good Goku figure right there. I'll be very keen to see a close-up image on his face, too. And here is the Vegito Blue. Again, not a bad-looking figure. All of the FES figures look pretty good, but I still prefer the Super Saiyan version for sure. Alright, so, FES Vegito differences. Do not like the muted colors on the blue at all. The belt is almost the same color as the gi. Yeah, very weird there. Like I said, definitely the Super Saiyan version is a lot more vibrant and a lot more fun, I feel like. Obviously, the undershirt as well being a lot more bright orange is cool. The issue is where the part of the orange on the gi... Wait. The issue where the orange part of the gi on one side could go up to the top of the neck and not the other side is fixed on the blue. Interesting. So the orange goes up to like the top of the neck here, but not on this one. Very interesting. Obviously, these guys both have really good detail, though. You can see all the little scratches and scrapes and stuff like that on this guy. All right. So, let's see. Keep on moving on. Very interesting. If Solid Edgeworks follows ROS, which is Resolution of Soldiers line, which is a pretty old Dragon Ball figure line, means that Cell Saga Arc Vegeta will be up soon. They need someone who's a fan to run commercialism at this point. Yeah, I can kind of agree with that, bro. So yeah, this is crazy. Like I said, this is what I was talking about for that Kuji Goku. I prefer this one. Personally, I'm not a big fan of walking poses. Maybe it's just because every time I look at my Mastered Ultra Instinct SDBH Capsule Corp Goku, I get a little bit spooked. But I think that this figure is a lot better, and it just looks a lot more fun, all things considered. And I like that it's a little bit more, like, Goku's feet spread apart is nice. The muscle definition looks a little bit better. I don't know. I'll be interested to see, what do you call it? I'll be interested to see the detailing on there. Yes! Yo, hold that. Live, bro, live on here. I think I follow Bandai, right? Wait, where do I have a Japanese Bandai on here? No, I don't think I do. Who would I even tell? Bro, Bandai, please make it happen. Anyway, we need to get the boy Baggy to play Dokkan. All right. Yeah. I can agree with most of this, right? I am excited about this figure as well, but it is kind of disappointing that we didn't have a Vegeta to boot with it. Let's see. So, low fan interest in Japan for the Maxmatic Super Saiyan Goku may have led to low orders for Super Saiyan God. Just as luck, unfortunately. If that's the reason, then it shows that whatever damage these do, these over commercial characters forms are actually doing. That is true. Surprised at the amount of people liking this, ignoring the pose and the outfit being boring and the sculpt leaves a lot to be desired. Blue short protrudes over the orange gi a little bit and the legs look like awkward. Yeah, bro, how are me and Baggy agreeing with stuff? This is so weird. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Can't even get a perfect looking figure for their production image. Doesn't bode well for the QC final, does it? Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to tell here, but there is some, let's see. There is some blue smearing and blue paint that you can see here. Not a good look, for sure. Definitely not a good look there. Alright. True. Definitely would have made a little bit more sense on that. Interesting. Rasuden 5 was originally supposed to release October 2020. Despite delays until November, it has been rescheduled to May 2021 and changed from base Trunks to Bardock because Bardock and Vegeta clearly are best buds. Interesting. That means we're probably going to get a reuse of these next. It'll be interesting to see. I will say, out of all the Rasuden figures that I've seen, though, these ones are probably my favorite out of everything that I've seen. I do think that Rasuden overall is a pretty lame line, but out of all of them that I've seen, I think that these look probably the best. Probably the Goku Black more so than anything. Alright. Here are some more high quality images of launch, as you can see here. And I believe in terms of news, that is basically everything that we have. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know your thoughts on everything in the comments section below. We had some ups, we had some downs, we had some in-betweens. Oh boy, I am so sad to receive that Figuart Zero Gogeta, but I'm really hoping that I can definitely get this Porunga and other figures in this Kuji. Of course, if pre-orders and stuff like that go up, I'll definitely let y'all know. Regardless, though, that is going to do it for this video. My throat is, not doing so hot because I have been recording so many videos today, all back to back to back. So, hope you guys enjoyed the figure news nonetheless. I will catch you guys in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.